In this video I'm going to show you how to fish these mangrove fringes for mangrove jack using soft plastic lures. I think this might be one of the most effective techniques to chasing mangrove jack and barra to go skip casting using weedless worm hooks. I'm going to take you through the gear that you need, some of the techniques and the retrieves and what to look out for to find your fish. Oh! Oh God, he missed him! Yeah! Oh! Come on. Oh yeah, got it. Oh, dropped it again. Oh, he's grabbed it a second time. A third time. Keep hitting it. Keep going. He's going fourth time. I'm going to lose my voice. Oh, that was just naughty. Oh, yep, I got it. Oh, full teabag. Yep. Got him. Oh, that's power fishing at its best. Just rip that out of the snag. Yeah. Oh. Yes. Oh, dropped it. The minute it hit the water. Yep. Oh, hit it properly. Hit it properly. Look at that boil. Oh, these little dark patches. Come on, hit it properly, hit it properly. Oh, yeah, I got it now. Yes! Oh, it's a better one too. You beauty, look at him, he smashed that. Oh, yep. Oh, dropped it. Oh, way up in the shallows. Oh. It's just so painful, when you're getting hit and not hooking up. God. Yeah, got hit. Yeah, got hit. Come on, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Oh. Yes. Biting down on the net. Look at the size of this chunk. He's taken with one of these skipping plastics. Oh, it's so effective just getting it in hard up in under those mangroves. And he just slammed it so hard. Look at the face on this thing. Just ripped me back in there. I was more lucky than anything to get it in. It's got to be my favourite style of fishing at the moment. Skip casting these little mangrove roots. Getting his breakfast for the morning. Oh, yep, yep. Oh, I missed a big one too. Look at the colour on this, it's like a black brim. So good, look at that. Right up here in the shallows, you can see all the puffs here. Hopefully you can pick that up, all these puffs of dust. There's jacks up here. You're in there with the stingrays, having a go for some mullet and some yabbies and shrimp and that. It's awesome. Huge mullet. Crazy, crazy big mullet. What's going on? Giant mullet. Oh, look at that though. That is just so sick. So satisfying. These gorgeous fish. You know, often they're a bit smaller than the ones you're going to get in your canals if you're chasing them on the Goldie, but I don't really care. I love being out in this stuff. It's so calm and quiet, the disconnect is epic. And the fishing is just, it's just nuts, with skipping these plastics in, fishing around these mangroves. God, it's adrenaline junkie stuff. I love it. Just every cast, you just feel like there's something doing. It's not a jack, it's a big mangrove. Oh, that is cool. Jack's in there, right? Looking around. All those gar and mullet. I literally can't even turn the boat around and we're in that tight of water, right? So the hook setup you want to run with is like a weighted worm hook, and you can get these in packets if you can buy them online or at some really good tackle stores. They're the thing that you want, and they allow you to hide the hook in the plastic and then just sit the hook just above the plastic, and when the fish grab it, it exposes the hook. It allows you to cast up the back of these mangrove roots, get it into the dark shadows right behind the outset roots where the jacks are sitting. Gives you a huge advantage. The plastics that I like to use are things like these 4 and 5 inch paddle tail soft plastic lures with big prominent black eyes, like this Mollick shad, this Eco Gear bolt, Fish Arrow J shads are another good one. These allow you to get right deep in there and imitate a mullet or a whiting coming out, and the mangrove jack love that. Let me show you how I like to do it. I'm just using a low profile bait casting reel, a 20-pound braid and then a 20-pound leader, and that's more than enough. And then I've got my little plastic rig there, just really well rigged so it's nice and flat, and a shad style plastic like this allows you to skip it in. So ideally what you're trying to do is focus on areas where there's dark patches, like an overhanging tree like you've got here, or just areas where some of the root systems provide the cover and the shadows. And what you need to do is get a rod that's got a blank that like a 70-30 or a 60-40 blank, like a fairly light to medium action rod, so the tip can load up and bend during your cast. And as you pirouette the tip of your rod just above the surface of the water, you can skip these things deep into the mangroves, and the little plastic will go sliding right up into the back of the mangroves. I'm just drifting along here really slowly, and I'm targeting the areas where there's that little bit of extra cover and some shadows, and then I'm just slow to medium rolling these little shads back out to the boat. To increase your hookup rate, you can just raise your hook up a little bit, or if you're getting too many snags, just push it down like that, and that'll keep it out of the road of the snags and the pneumatophore roots and that sort of thing. The mangrove jacks sit deep in here and they'll feed all day long. What you want to do is get as many casts in as you can and just fish really that first metre of water. So I'll just stand at the front of the boat cruising along and just pump as many casts in as I can. If there's sections where you can see little laydowns or any extra timber, just got a hit then, just missed it. There's jacks all over stuff like that. So you want to focus your time in and around spots like that. The hit's insane. When you get hit, they smash it and try and rip you back into the roots. And so what you've got to do is have your drag set fairly tight and get ready just to rip it straight out. And because you've got a soft tip rod, you really need to get into it to try and turn the fish and get him back out. Often the fish won't be as big as the jacks that you'll see in the canals and around big rock bars, but by God, it's a lot of fun. And you can really get your numbers up and get right into some great action if you focus your attention where the baits sit. So these areas when I come in and find these areas, I'm scoping to see whether there's jacks going to be feeding in here. I'm looking for any type of bait like mullet, whiting, skipping herring, prawns and shrimp. And if there's mullet around or whiting, then I'll go for one of these. If it's shrimp around, then you might fish with something like these 360 GT Rapala, Storm plastics, or these snatch bites by Magbite. What else have you got? Holt swim prawns are good, but these bigger shad style things, they allow you to skip a lot easier. So if you want to get into your skip casting, you want those 4 and 5 inch shad style lures, and they just give a big profile to skip along the surface of the water, and that allows you to get way back deep into the cover. You'll even see mangrove jack in there sometimes, and you can kind of, on a day like today where it's a bit murky, you can sort of sneak around with a lot of stealth and get right in on top of them. And what you want to be doing is using your stealth, trying to cast ahead of the boat a little bit, and anywhere from like half a foot deep is a realistic shot for getting these mangrove jack. It doesn't have to be big deep banks. And you're just pointing your rod at the lure and trying to give it as consistent a retrieve as possible. You don't have to go jigging about and carrying on like that. The jacks will eye it in or get the feel for the vibe through their lateral line, and they'll just hone in and smash it. With your skip casting, the settings you want to use on your bait casting reels, you want to try and loosen it off as much as possible, and then just slow the head of your rod down as it just skims across the surface. And everything is really just done by feathering it with your thumb. So in the first instance, you'll get a little bit frustrated with overruns, but once you start getting those skipping and skimming casts going in deep into the cover, then you're in with some real shot for some action, and the jacks just love it. When you get it going and you dial your reel in, God, it's good fun. Take a look at some of this action. Yes! Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, hit it. Again. Oh, get back in there. Come on. Oh, missed it again. Oh, hit the hooks, please. Oh, Jesus. How many times does it need to go in there? Come on. No! Yeah! Oh! You can see the bait in there, eh? Look at it, there it goes. Oh. This plastic just looks just like the bait that's getting around in there. Yep. Oh, hit it properly. Look at that boil. Ah, these little dark patches. Come on, hit it properly. Oh, yeah, I got it now. Yes! Oh, it's a better one too. You beauty. Look at him, he smashed that. Oh, what a cracker. Look at that. I might net it. Man, they're just in these little patches. Yes! Take a look at this. Oh man, they're in such good nick, these jacks. I'll talk you through the tactics because it's sort of changed a little bit. I really wanted to get onto these fish with surface lures, but they were just a little bit finicky. Yes! There it is. Oh, brilliant. Oh, yeah. Oh, got Beautiful fish. These are T-shads. I've got the bigger ones, and man, they skip really well. And oh, jacks love them. They just love that eye and that attention to detail. Take a look at that. What a beauty, eh? I'll give you a better look at him. I'll get this hook out and show you the lure. These RT shads have only just hit the country. They come from Molix. I've brought them in. Molix is one of the big bass brands in the States. Quality of their stuff's getting better and better all the time. Have a look at this. I'll see if I can show you. Get this. I've jammed the little hook. Wait on, mate. Wait on, buddy. Just been skip casting these little paddle tail plastics in. These RT shads. And these jacks are hitting it. What a beautiful fish, eh? Look at that. Yeah. Back you go, buddy. Take a look at this lure. Have a look at the holographic eye on there. Can you see that? It just pulls these fish in, and beautiful paddle tail. Look at the profile on it, just like a little potty mullet. That's the appeal, I reckon. That little paddle tail gets going on the back there, and whooshka. Let's keep doing it. Oh, got it. Oh, got him. Had a hit. Sight casted that one. Might be able to see the puff of sand there. Yep. Come on, properly. Yeah. Oh, there's 3 of them. Oh, come on, boys. Get on it and take it. Grab that hook. Yeah. Oh, jeez. There's a full team of tramps. Don't get hooked. Don't. Try the squirrel before we go in there. See what's on. Got him. Oh, that's power fishing at its best. Just rip that out of the snag. Oh man, I didn't want to go in and spook the fish that were in on you because all these shadows are in here, and I didn't want to go in and spook the fish that were there, so I just picked up a different rod, and whooshka. That's a GK Customs redo of a jackal squirrel, of a DD jackal squirrel. Oh, so sick. These mangrove systems are just insane for nurseries for these jacks. Oh, and if you're into your catch and release jack fishing, you've got to come and have a go. Take a look at that. That's the lure that just did it. You can see what's inside these jackal squirrels, aren't they awesome? Really well balanced. Really high cadence, and the jacks love them. They're great on barra. They're great on everything, jackal squirrels. They're epic. I'll get this one back in the water. Go on, little one. Off you go, mate. Oh crap, look at the size of that mozzie. Look at that thing. It's going to bore a hole in me. I've just stopped for lunch. I thought I'd be in by now, I didn't think I'd be out. I brought the lunch out just in case, but the bite sort of slowed at 8:30, the topwater bite. I'd kind of had enough because I didn't sleep very well last night. But then I just thought, oh, stuff it, I'll come around and just explore a little bit of new water. And barely made it in here, and the tide's running out, so it was a bad decision because I could have got stuck, and I might be stuck. But I've decided I'm just going to punch on and basically fish for the whole day. I'll take you through some more of the gear that I'm going to use, but the highlights this morning really have been the little MMD prawn, and just fishing that thing I was watching the shrimp just skipping about, and my like boy howdy fizzer just wasn't getting the kind of interest that was going to convert to a morning of jack fishing that I would have been stoked on. So I took that off, tried to fish the MMD prawn on a bait casting setup. I had to loosen up all the cast control, spool control stuff to try and cast it, and ideally you want to be doing it with a thread line outfit. But yeah, I got a couple of fish on that, and then I went and fished with the squirrel. That wasn't really working, and so I started skipping plastics, and that where is it? This here, that RT shad by Mollix has just turned the session around. Really, I was really thinking it'd be all over and done and dusted by now, but that's got it all happening again. Then I even ended up just getting one then on the squirrel, so I'm stoked, and I'm going to stay out here and just persist and fish the afternoon. I wouldn't be able to do a full day session, and my plan is to stay the night up here and fish tomorrow, but having plenty of water is one of the big things that keeps me going while I'm out on the water. Like, I used to come up and I'd have chocolates and muesli bars and just barely any water, just ginger beers and ice break and that, but it just canes you. And if you want to be able to do these big sessions and just keep hammering your casts and try and get your numbers up, smashing the water, having good food for lunch, like prep food, like this is a tuna pasta bake, and I've got muesli and yogurt and baked beans, just some wholesome food with protein and that, not just heaps of sugar. That keeps me going. And if I'm doing 3 or 4 days, then I'm in way better shape. I've just done too many years eating crap food, and you just don't last, and you end up missing sessions or sleeping through afternoon sessions because you're just not doing the right thing by your body, and it takes it out of you being out here on the water in this heat. So that's just a little point. If you're looking to go and do like an adventure couple of day mission, definitely, Ben taught me. He just used to be able to outfish me because he was so hydrated, and I was just not doing the right thing by my body. So I've got about 4.5 litres of water in. I'll take you through the gear that I'm probably just going to try this Sarve. I've got some jumble shads by Demiki. They just look really good, and there's like little gar in here at the moment that I'm watching skipping around, so I might try them. And these things too by Flick Fishing. They're a really good little gar imitation. What else have I got? I had a heap of surface lures in that I wanted to try this morning and give a bit more time. I tried a whopper plopper but didn't really get any interest. I just got a couple of hits when it first hit the surface. The Teckle Sprinkler. Got some chatterbaits in. Those hell yeah chatterbaits, and that was mainly if it was fishing well in and around these mangroves. I might try one of them straight up. What else have I got? I got these cheap ass whopper ploppers, like the $2 jobs off Wish, but they come with good hooks. Owner hooks. And this thing. If I end up staying around for the afternoon session, that thing's got to come out, and I've got to fish with that. That's going to be heaps of fun. A Jackal Grinch. Matty Thompson put me onto it. Oh man, if these skip cast deep under trees, these things are going to dominate. The only concern I've got is like the hook up ratio, but there's an extra stinger spot there at the back by the look of things, so I might be able to run an extra hook down the back. What else have I got? Those RT shads, they come in a 3.5. I'm using the 4.5s. And if you're looking for weedless rigged hooks, weight forward, I reckon these are the business. I can't find, other than grabbing the one that I use a lot is out of these Savage Gear Manic shrimps. So the little hook that comes out of there, I'll show you. That thing there is one of my favourites. But you know, you're paying $5 at BCF when they're on sale, just for the hook, which is just a bit steep, really. I just can't find them anywhere else. But that's a different, another alternative. So you might be able to get them from somewhere. 1/4 ounce is pretty good. Anywhere like a 1/6 or a 1/4 ounce is perfect. So yeah, what else have I got? I've had these for ages. I've got to fish with them, but maybe in and around like big fallen trees and things. And I haven't used the hybrid shrimp much by Live Target, but maybe I'll fish a little bit more with that. What else? The Drunken Mullet. I've fished with that, and I'm not a huge fan. I reckon the whopper ploppers are way better for jack, and these are going to get a fair bit of they're going to get a fair bit of interest. They look epic, but the joint doesn't really work that well, and then the paddling tail, I like it because it's soft, which is an advantage over the whopper plopper, but I don't reckon it's got as good as a chundering action and noise as a whopper plopper. So I don't know, that might have to grow on me. But anyway, I'll get back into it and hopefully get onto some fish. I've got some 360 GT plastics too that I might try, like big shrimp, small shrimp, those snatch bites. So there's heaps of stuff to try, and yeah, I've just got to sort of feel my way through it, but hopefully you're going to see a few more jacks for the second half of the session. Oh, yep. Oh, dropped it. Oh, way up in the shallows there. Just fishing this flick fishing. Oh man, it looks just like a gar. He grabbed it the moment it kicked into gear. These things are sick, eh? I'll froth them. I'll show you what they are. Flick fishing, make them. Nick gave me a packet because he was prototyping them, and man, the colours that he's got, I just love them, eh? They've got a sweet tight little action and little wobble, and the last time I got hit was a big fish. That was a decent one then too, eh? I missed a monster. Let's see a jack just down here, just sitting on it's like bedding. Looks like it's bedding. Come on buddy, come on. This is going to go right over the top of it. Yep, I got it. Oh, that's epic. Spotted it. Just sitting down there, and that's the result. He smashed that, literally just dragged it over the top of him. It's that shallow in there that I can see him sitting on the mud. Now, look at that. Awesome stuff. That's a flick fishing plastic. Nick Harding runs them, and I love them, eh? They're good. They're the goods. I love them. Makes me happy. Yes! Yes, I got it! Oh, smashed me. Yes, on the jumble shad. Oh man. This thing first cast, got belted, and they're really soft. Like, especially in this heat, they're crazy soft. But I knew it was a good thing. I'll just wet these because they're really, man, it is just cooking today. It's that hot. Anything that I'm handling the fish with, I've got to dunk it in the water first because everything is just boiling up here. Come on mate, open your little mouth. Whee. About to fail. Take a look at that. Yeah, this skip casting is nuts. They just love it. this is it. It's a 4-inch jumble shad. You can see, hopefully you can pick up that gold fleck in there. Super bright in natural light, really reflective, and that's why I went for it, because it's now really low tide, right at the bottom of the tide, really dirty water, and I just wanted something. We're only in about like 1.5 foot, 2 feet deep, so something with that presence about it, with the colour and the reflection, I thought would have been the way to go. He smashed today. Alright, so there's some basic tips on how to get after mangrove jack in and around these mangrove root systems, what to look for and the type of lures that you can use and the gear that you can use. If you've got any questions or comments, make sure you put a comment in the section below and I'll get back to you. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you do it. I've got heaps of stuff coming, exciting fishing action, mangrove jack, bass, flathead, there's heaps of stuff coming this season. So get on it.